The Green Bay Packers pulled off a massive blockbuster trade right before the start of the 2025 campaign, acquiring Micah Parsons in a deal with the Dallas Cowboys. While the Cowboys have been crucified for their handling of Parsons' contract negotiations and their subsequent decision to trade him, the Packers have been praised for doing what it took to land a generational defensive talent. However, not everyone is sold on Green Bay's partnership with Parsons. If you ask former San Francisco 49ers Hall of Fame linebacker Patrick Willis, he questioned Parsons' desire to land with the Packers and openly wondered how he will handle transitioning away from the Cowboys after he spent the first 4 seasons of his career playing for them. Patrick Willis isn't sold on Micah Parsons' fit with the Packers. Ever since getting selected with the number 12 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, Parsons has been one of the best defensive players in the league. During his first 4 seasons with the Cowboys, he's racked up 52.5 sacks, which helped him earn 4 Pro Bowl and 2 All-Pro first-team selections, in addition to the 2021 Defensive Rookie of the Year award. Once Dallas signaled that they were open to trading Parsons, Green Bay pounced and sent over a pair of first-round picks and veteran defensive tackle Kenny Clark. They quickly gave Parsons the deal he didn't get from the Cowboys, as he signed a massive 4-year, $186 million extension shortly after the trade was completed. Typically, players don't have much leverage in trades, but considering how whichever team traded for Parsons was going to have to sign him to a new extension, he had a bit more power in choosing where he played from. With that in mind, Willis cannot believe that Parsons decided to sign on with the Packers. "Sometimes not all money is good money," Willis said in an interview with RG.org. "I just remember playing in Green Bay and being like, man, this weather is like Buffalo. There ain't nothing there. When we go there, we can only be in the hotel they have us staying in. You go from Dallas, where the world is at your fingertips, they love them some Cowboys. He's not going to just want to spend his time just sitting in Green Bay with all that $180 million. I just know he's a heck of a player, and I just didn't see that in his personality to end up there." I'm like, what? Green Bay of all the places you could have gone. As a defensive-minded guy, I can understand you want to go somewhere where you have a good quarterback on the other side, so I get it. Micah Parsons looking to make an immediate impact for the Packers. In Willis's eyes, playing in Dallas is far more desirable than playing in Green Bay. The location, though, is only half the battle. Parsons' relationship with the Cowboys was completely frayed, and it was clear that a split between the two sides was the best outcome for everybody involved. Plus, the Packers are one of the top rising teams in the NFC, and the addition of Parsons only makes them more dangerous. Ahead of Week 1, Parsons is battling a back injury as he aims to take the field and make his debut for his new team. Regardless of when he suits up, the expectation is that Parsons is going to help take Green Bay's defense to another level. The Packers will look to get off on the right foot in 2025 when they open the season with a clash against the Detroit Lions in Week 1. When he takes the field as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys for the first time, Brian Schottenheimer will be thinking of his dad. Schottenheimer will become the latest second-generation head coach, according to ESPN.com. He and famed longtime NFL coach Marty Schottenheimer are the 9th to both land head coaching roles in the NFL when the Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday. Though he has spent the past 2+ decades on NFL sidelines, Brian Schottenheimer just took his first head coaching position in January, replacing Mike McCarthy on the Cowboys sidelines. Marty Schottenheimer retired after the 2006 NFL season but passed away due to Alzheimer's disease in 2021. Of course, Marty Schottenheimer never was the Cowboys head coach, but he did amass a 200-126-1 record over 21 years coaching the Cleveland Browns, then San Diego Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs, and Washington Commanders. What did Brian Schottenheimer say about his dad? The Cowboys coach had strong words to say about his dad and his family writ large. "He's my idol, the guy I looked up to from the time I was a little boy," Brian Schottenheimer told Todd Archer of ESPN.com. "I've always wanted to make him proud. I think that was always something when I got into the business. I knew that I had literally 2 things. It was my word, which I never will break for anybody because it's too important, and my last name. That was something that he just always beat into my head like, hey, you're a Schottenheimer, and what you say has to be truth and honor." Archer reported the bond Brian and his dad still have and how he looks to Marty for guidance. He will ask his father for courage to lead his players, Archer reported. He will ask his father to be there with him and say, "I know you're watching." He will tell his father he hopes to make him proud. Brian also admitted feeling differently about being a head coach and truly following Marty's legacy, rather than being an NFL assistant, as he has for 15 of the past 19 NFL seasons. Sitting in this chair makes it a little bit different because I'm following truly in his footsteps, Brian said. I mean, I've been a coach for a long time, but if I was just a quality control coach right now, I'd still be trying to carry on his legacy. What did Brian Schottenheimer learn about football from his dad? Aside from the XS and OS and how to best deploy players, Brian said being around his dad's teams taught him life lessons, like how great teams commit to one another on a deeply personal level. These things that these young men try to do around the league, not just here, it's different, Schottenheimer said. I mean, they commit to something, and they give it their all. Not for money. Not for fame or things like that. Yeah, that's nice, but they do it because they love one another, and those are the ones that stick with you. Brian also admitted he can hear his dad's voice critiquing him when things aren't done right. The way we practice and the way I act at practice, my father is looking down from heaven going, "What are you doing?" "That's not how you practice," Schottenheimer said. But my father also coached a long time ago, and the type of athletes and type of young men that we are dealing with has changed. The Dallas Cowboys thought they were drafting their next defensive cornerstone when they spent a first-round pick on Mazi Smith in 2023. He seemed like a rare mix of size and athleticism, the type of player who could anchor a D-line for years. 2 seasons later, that has yet to happen. Smith has shown glimpses of what made him such a coveted prospect, but questions linger about whether Dallas has truly figured out how to use him, or if he's simply not the right fit for the defensive schemes that have cycled through since his arrival. That uncertainty has opened the door for teams like the Kansas City Chiefs to take a long look. Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report named his top 10 trade candidates heading into Week 1, and he has Smith at number 3. He also has the Chiefs as a top trade partner. More on the idea of the Kansas City Chiefs potentially trading for Mazi Smith. After the Cowboys shocked the NFL world by trading superstar pass rusher Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers, some think it could mean Dallas is ready to trade more players in a fire sale type situation. Smith could be at the top of that list, too. Knox thinks a 2026 fifth-round pick would be enough for Dallas compensation-wise to make a trade. Smith is now listed as a backup and could probably benefit from a change of scenery, Knox wrote on September 3rd. The Cowboys, meanwhile, should be willing to listen to any reasonable offer for him since the 24-year-old doesn't look like a long-term building block in Dallas. Is Smith the most proven player on our list? No, but he's a young former first-round pick who plays a premium position and who should be available at a relative bargain. A look back at Smith's career so far. Smith hasn't been a total bust, but he hasn't been the dominant presence the Cowboys envisioned, either. Drafted 26th overall in 2023 out of Michigan, Smith arrived scary measurables. He's 6'3", 337 pounds, and has the agility of a player 100 pounds lighter. His rookie season was mostly spent adjusting to the speed of the NFL. He played in all 17 games, starting 3, finishing with 13 tackles and a sack. Year 2 is better. Under then DC Mike Zimmer, Smith started all 17 games and amassed 41 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits, and another sack. Now, he'll have yet another DC in Matt Eberflus, and the roster around him has reshuffled a bit with the addition of Clark. That could very well make him expendable. Should Kansas City look into Smith? The Chiefs already have Chris Jones, the heart of their defensive front, but the depth chart behind him isn't the greatest. Derek Nady has been reliable as a run stopper, but he's on a short-term deal and doesn't offer much upside. Same with Jerry Tillery. The big-bodied Smith has strong hands and can be disruptive in the A-gap, and adding him would give Kansas City a developmental anchor who'd help Jones stay fresh. The way Steve Spagnuolo structures his defense might also be a good thing for Smith, as Spags likes to mix heavier fronts without sacrificing the ability to unleash his pass rushers. From a fiscal perspective, Smith's contract is team-friendly, $3.62 million against the cap in 2025 with control through the 5th-year option. If all it would take is a fifth-rounder for Kansas City to trade for him, that would be a low-cost gamble on a player who still has untapped potential. Sometimes, a change in scenery is all it takes for a talent like Smith to find his footing.